Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is day 10 of Advent of Code, which is already near the end, which is kind of crazy, right? This is such a different year. Hit the like button and subscribe button, join me on Discord, let me know what you think about this problem. I'm trying to look at this thingy in the back and figure out what it is. Oops. But in any case, about 40 seconds to go. If you're new to this year, I am doing the problem live, and then we'll do an explanation afterwards. Feel free to fast forward, watch on 2x, whatever you need to do. And I'm going to switch it to smaller mode now. And yeah, that's it. 20 seconds to go. Wish me good luck. Hope you had a good day and problem and stuff like that. And we are set to go in 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Okay, let's start the timer a little bit early so I don't have to click on it. 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Okay, so we have this thing, and then I paste it. Okay. Okay, that makes sense so far. This is a 2 to the n problem. I don't know if part 1, well, part 1 maybe just BFS on it, but still. Yeah, okay, fine. I mean, it's the parsing may be annoying though. Whatever. That's the map. What is the last thing again? What is the shortage requirement? Do we just don't use it for? Okay. Okay. Just so we just ignore that for the first problem. So then it only goes up to 8 buttons. Okay. Let's just call it B. Okay. So then now. Okay. So now regular BFS. I have to pause the buttons. This is scan numbers, I think, that I have, right? And then now we just want to put that as a masks. Is it 0 based? It is. It goes to 9. I mean, it's fine as long as it's less than, I don't know, 10, less than 20. It's fine. Okay, so current pop left, right? If current is equal to M or target, then we go to D of target. We break, right? This is probably a bad way of doing it. Maybe I should, I don't know, should use a helper instead. otherwise for M in max current if current to M not in D. No, it's XOR, right? D dot current is equal to D of current plus 1, and then Q dot append current and we should be done. It's not quite done though, because it's not quite done because we have to get target, right? Good is equal to 0 for I range of length of from 1 to length of shift and add, fine. C and M from 1 to -1. If C is equal to then target plus equals to 1. We shift, and that should be good. Maybe not confident about it. 2 and 2. What? That's not quite right, right? Yeah. That means that I'm not finding it for the other ones. Okay, let's see. Is it possible to find the other ones? So it's definitely not right. Probably doing something dumb. This should have been done. Now I'm annoyed. For M oh. 6, that's right, probably. Target 2. It's because this is in reverse. Oh, I did it in the reverse order. Okay. So 7, okay. That's YOLO submit. 507. Alright, we're Gucci. Let's do level 2. We gotta get rid of some of the print statement, but that's fine. Okay. Part 2. Now we probably have to use voltage somewhere. What's a counter? Okay, let's actually read the problem. Push a button, each of the, okay, so instead of binary, three ones, one. I wish they explained this a little better so I don't have to reread this. Okay, but do we ignore the first part? What I'm trying to do is try to think whether this is a linear programming problem or and I think it is. And I forgot how to do it, but I have to look at my old code. How do I do it? Equip. I actually don't know how to do it. No, XR script. What's it called? So, just script for south. What wasn't it called south? Z3 solver. Do I have to write a solver? I'm trying to think what. Forget the notations. For solver. Okay, let's take this for. Let's take the input thing for a second. Then now we have. We ignore that, right? We don't need M anymore, I don't think, unless I'm really misreading it. Then now, go to target, buttons is this. Even put the mask as well, so let's do the, I don't know if this is quite right, but maybe for now. And then the last element is target, I guess, the new target is equal to -1 dot split right. Because I scan numbers, I was like, did I do that? Okay. How did I set this up as a Z3 thing? I don't remember why. I'm looking at some old code, that's what I'm doing, but maybe I'll just Google how to do self. But okay, so we want to say, I have Z3. Why do I not have that? Maybe I have to update my template. We have all these constraints. How do I set it up? I'm looking at my old code and I'm like not making sense of it. I not really practiced this year. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's right. Because my code is not very good from last year. I probably could look into it, but it's fine. Range. Okay, just ignore this for now then. And then now we have all the nums, right? We want to set up a new variable. Variable is equal to int of say, I don't know, c plus I, right? I don't know if this is quite right, But now we want to set up so that, how do I write this again? Oh, I see. How do I write this generically? Basically, we want to write something like that, right? Okay, and then we want to minimize it such that we want to minimize it. I don't remember how to do it, but let's just say we have something like I'm not sure that I shouldn't have just used BFS again, but I don't think that would work. The states are too big. But okay, so we have this constraint which sets okay, I guess I can just have multiple objectives. Easier. How do I write this? I mean, it's been a long time. Okay. I'm gonna set it so that I see. What I want is add a constraint. This is more constraints, which is that for each thing, right? Okay, so this is the number of targets. And then now we have for each of those, I don't know why, each constraint we want to add, well, for each of these we want to say sum of vs sub j sub I times some number c that we're trying to do. Now that I think about it, isn't this a matrix thing? So you have a matrix, you have this, it's just like a inverse selfing thing, right? For a matrix. Probably should have done it that way. Basically, yeah, so you have that, you have the initial things, with a binary matrix. Maybe I could have done it that way actually. Because you have ax is equal to y for some y. Can you solve it that way? Is it a constraint? I don't know. Okay, so it's something like this. maybe. So something like this, I think, is a constraint that we need to add. No, that's not a. So some of this is equal to the target, right? So you go to no, yeah. Target sub I. The data thing. I have to tie this, right? Is there a way? Maybe not. Maybe I just do this. Oops, what did I do? And then now the objective is oh yeah, we're trying to minimize some of C's. Wait, that's what I was missing. I'm confused. Okay, and then now we can choose to minimize objective. I don't know if this is quite right, but I'm going to print it out real quick. Oops. Yes. Something like that. I don't know why. Oh, I do know. Oh, well, I changed the way that I wanted to write this map. And I'm so tired. Oh, yeah, right. Where am I doing that? What line? 89? Oh yeah, I forgot to just skip the first character and the last character. Okay, fine. J part is alright, I part is the link from target. Oh way. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. This is actually there's when I'm doing so poorly. Target. Something like that. Okay, I mean it doesn't solve it for most of these, which is not good. I mean it doesn't even work for the input. Am I doing this wrong? We want to minimize the sum of the c's. That sounds right. Where c times this binary matrix. I think this is right. So why is this not giving me the right answer? Am I doing off by one somewhere? Oh, 3 is 1. Doesn't matter. So okay, so let's say 0, 1. Just want to try something real quick. Okay, so that works. That works. So then why is it not working for this? Is it my setup or? Oh, I think I need to set maybe something like that. Does that help? Nope. Am I doing this wrong? This looks really right. Okay, let's try another one. Right. Huh, this actually makes it incorrect. Why? Oh wait, this is... C is not right. That's not the thing. Wait, is it? So if I press the right first button, it would go it should be right. Then why is it not minimizing? Why does adding a new thing make it worse? I don't remember how to. That doesn't make sense. Why would that make sense? Each target, we have a constraint such that the sum of the plus the current bind. Does this make sense? No, this is not set up correctly. Wait, is it? Let's see. C is not set up correctly. C is, what is C? This is not make sense. Because that should not, I should not be the number of things, right? It should be, this should be like, be back here. Right. No, this is I. I think that, well, we have to do, no, that's fine. Okay, maybe I just really confused myself. J is not defined, it's for J in range, right? The sum of, how am I doing? Okay. We want to, I see. Maybe? This is for the button for each target times V. No, this is maybe just this. How am I writing it? Oh, I think that's how I was supposed to write it. That's an optimization. I add a constraint. Oh, that's no, that's right. I is a constant J. Huh? What am I doing? Wow. For J is equal to. I'm just all like stuck up on syntax. Okay, so for each, okay, let me step back for a second. So for each one, I just do like, am I doing? Adding between a list and a thing. Yes, I is good, J is good, I think. I see, maybe. Can I redo this though? What if I did that and it's still not working? Indent list, target sub J. Is target incorrect? Or am I doing something weird with target? Oh, looks right. Oh, well, this V is not correct anymore. But My sum is wrong. VSIJ times V. Oh, this, but I think I need something like this. I don't get what I'm trying to write even, honestly. I think I'm trying to write. This is so much easier if I just have matrix things, right? So we have, for example, we have 3, which is just 0003 or 0001, right? But this row, right? 02, no, 023, 02. Oh, 02 is a number. There's something like this. And then now we're trying to figure out the columns. So you multiply by some things, right? So then now for each column we want to say we have this. We want to do okay. Okay. Hopefully this is what I needed. Maybe? Then how do you get V? That's VS. Whatever. Okay, I see. Maybe? No! What's going on? I think this is my closest that I've gotten. But I just don't know how to do sum, maybe. That we convert this to a list? Because there's a generator? That'd be funny. VS of I. Oh wait. No, that's right. And J. Is this right? Maybe I am doing something dumb here. No, that's kind of what I want. Wait, where is airing out on the? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong line. Oh, it moved. It's moving on here, which of course, because this is VV now. Oh man, I didn't realize. Okay, I have some weird thing from. So I did fix it, but it's the same error. Okay. Okay. So we're done, I think. How do I get that out? How do I print this? Okay. Alright, I'm just being dumb then. Oh, you just kid. What's it called? For we and we maybe? Does that work? Okay. Right. Does this okay, maybe does it recalculate every time? I actually don't know. Like into something? I don't remember the exact syntax. It's like ask into something. Maybe I could just do this though. I don't remember. No. How do I? Let me look at my old code. As long as fine. Okay, I don't know. It's 11, right? Oh no, I mean it is maybe, but total needs to be outside. I do kind of see it, so we'll see. Or total 2 maybe. Yeah. Where do I have the other print statement? Why do I have so much print stuff? 33 is true. Alright, we'll just YOLO. And this will be the last number. Okay. What did I do wrong again? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I knew how to do this one, but I just kind of forgot the syntax for like so long. Or maybe just mixed up the syntax for so long. Oh, I didn't. Well, no. I fixed this, and then I didn't realize that the error was on this, because I had changed what VS and VV meant. Okay. It is what it is. Annoying problem, but yeah, I mean, it is okay. Nothing, I don't know if you could do it the other way, but yeah, I don't know. And the funny thing is that like this could have been like if I was well practiced and I knew how to do this, this could have been like a, I don't know, 5-minute solution. Like this would have been a leaderboard, like a global leaderboard. Though this year is not the year for it, I suppose. Sadness. Okay, actually, sorry. I'm just kind of, it took me 40 minutes. It's just me kind of, processing it. Let's go over the solutions real quick. Okay, so part one is, I think the key thing is that they don't give you the constraints, right? So you have to look at your inputs, and I kind of peeked at my input, and I saw like 0 to 9. You probably could have just ran a for loop, but the key thing to note is that there's only 10 numbers, right? Oh, sorry, 10 lights, is it, for this prime? So there are only 10 lights, right? If the 10 lights, and it can only be in 2 states, or each light can only be in 2 states, then there's just 2 to the 10 number of states. And so if you just do even like 10 squared times 2 to the 10, you'll be plenty fast enough, right? Because 2 to the 10 is 1024. You just say 1,000. So yeah, so that's kind of my idea. So as soon as I saw that from the constraints, not explicit, I knew that BFS was the way to go. I actually don't know how long I spent on part 1. I spent, this day 10? Probably spent about 7 minutes on part 1, which is a little bit slower than I would like, if you ask me honestly. But yeah, 7 minutes on part 1, but just a BFS, right? And then just kind of converting things. The way that I did, like I said, is 2 to the 10. Those are the number of states. And you have a lot of buttons. You convert them to bit masks. And then when you do convert them to bit masks, not going to go over in this video just because, I don't know. But the thing with bitmask is that you don't really need the bitmask, especially for this problem, because performance is not that much of an issue. You could just do, you can manually do a for loop through a Boolean array of 10 elements and just kind of, you know, push them onto the queue, and you do a BFS, you will get this right? And as you, like I said, the number of buttons is 10. Oh, sorry, not the number of buttons, but the number of targets, the number of lights is 10. So yeah, what's the complexity here, right? Well, each state can be visited at most once, so that's going to be 2 to the 10 number of states, as we said. And then each mask, oh sorry, number of masks is just the number of buttons. So I don't actually know how many number of buttons there is, but let's just say B is the number of buttons. Then, you know, this is just going to be 2 to the 10 times B times times 10 again. For technically, this is an O of 10 loop, if you want to call it that way. Bit mask makes it seem like it's O of 1, which is maybe true, but it's technically O of T, say, which is T is the number of target lights, right? And there you have it, right? BFS, yeah. And if it's 10, yeah, you have 10 buttons, 10 lights, then it's just 2 to the 10 times 10 to the times 10 times 10, which is what I said, right? And that'll be fast enough. Definitely practice this, and you know, yeah, get, you know, ideas and so forth. Okay, so part 2. I don't know. I mean, I knew how to do this immediately. I don't know if you get that from the video. I was thinking about 2 ideas. One is, well, same thing, and then the second one, same thing as part 1, but with numbers. I thought that would take too long, just because if you look at the things, some of the numbers are just pretty big, at least from my input, right? And then the other thing that I thought was maybe some sort of dynamic programming, but that's going to have the same issue. You might not even get the shortest thing in DP unless you do it smartly, and even then you just have too many states, right? And it just becomes like a linear programming problem, and I honestly don't know if there's much to go over for me, right? In the sense that I just use a library, but I'll go over what I set up, right? And the library, there are actually multiple of them that you can use. This is the one that I use. I use Z3. So you could kind of Google it and do research on it. But the part is not, at least for me, what took a long time. Well, actually what took a long time was the syntax for me a little bit, and I kind of messed up. But the idea here is that just set up a set of linear equations, right? Or constraints, actually, sorry. I'm too used to saying that, but you set up linear constraints where, okay, for example, let's go over it with the sample input, right? And we'll use the second one where we have this thing, right? Actually, yeah, fine, right? Then now that means that if you press button 1, you have the button 0 has let me make this bigger real quick. I'm gonna forget what size it is, and then I'm gonna mess myself up for future ones. But yeah, I'm doing this, right? So sorry, oops, how to mess that up? Technical difficulties. right? But we just set up a matrix in a way, right? Because you have each contribution of this button will go to 1 0 1 1 1, right? This one I cannot is 0 0 1 1 0, and you saw me actually do this live. Did I miss one? Oh no, the first input has a lot more buttons, and which is annoying, right? But this is kind of the contribution to the answer, where you can think of it this way. And once you kind of visualize this, if you have a little bit of a background in, right, and basically now, you have this matrix, right? You want to multiply it. If you, actually, scrap that for a second. Which let's just, because technically you just multiply. If you want to be technical, in linear equation forms, you just multiply it by a vector, right? And that's the vector for which we want to select. But we want to minimize that vector. But you don't need to know what I just said. That's fine. But the idea is that, if you press the first button, say 5 times, then each of these buttons become, say, 5, right? As the contribution to the answer. So you could write it kind of like you have this kind of column times, I don't know, some constraint ones. I'll just go C1, or maybe B1 for number of button press, right? And so forth, right? And then now when you sum it up, the constraint is such that if you kind of sum it up, so you kind of could rewrite this as B1, 0, B1, 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 right? And then, I don't know, dot, 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 maybe you could, don't want to dot, dot, dot this, fine, right? So then now you have 0, 0, B2, B2, 0, right? Oops. And then you have 0, 0, 0, 0, B3, right? B4, 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 before you substitute bonds. Why there's a bug in my apartment? And then so then you kind of write it this way, right? I mean, these are not strict mathematical notations, but I hope you get the idea, right? And then the idea here is that, well, if you kind of write it this way, right, then now B1 plus B4 is equal to the answer, right, which in this case is 7. So I call it T1 for target, right? So maybe you could say this is T1, T2, T3, T4, T sub I. Maybe I should print that first. Let's go to this, right? So then now you have this thing, right? Is equal to T1, maybe B4 plus B5 is equal to T2. I'm just reading these columns from top to bottom, right? B1 plus B2 plus B4 plus B5 is equal to T3, and I'm not going to write the rest. You get the idea, right? And then now, these are the constraints, and then you have an additional minimization on just B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus B4 plus B5. We're trying to minimize this because that's the number of key presses, right? So that's kind of the idea. The hard part, obviously, if you're given this, it's easy to do, well, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's easier to set it up manually, right? But now, for this one, what you want to do is, and that's how these linear solvers, integer programming solvers, no. I'm mixing things up. Look, it's 3 a.m. here in Buenos Aires. Please Google a lot of things. I may be wrong on some things, on the details. But basically you use an optimizer like Z3, and you kind of set it up in this way. And this is my code, right? I'm going to make it slightly smaller so it fits on one thing. This is setting up the 0, 1 matrix that we had, right? And then these are just to set up the variables, right? And we make it so that it has to be greater than equal to 0, because you can imagine that there could be a negative of certain things. You get it. You could dream of it. And then now for each of the target, we want to add a constraint that for that target, the sum of all the columns, which is what we just visualized, is equal to that target. And then yeah, and our objective is the sum of the VV, right, of all the variables, which is this thing, and then you minimize it, and then we have to get back out of the model by coming to long, and that's it. I mean, a lot of this is, I know that I've gone pretty fast, but it's one of those things where if you know the syntax and the setup, this is very obvious to you. If you don't, it's tricky to you, but you have to go learn it. And I'm not, it's hard for me to kind of teach all that, in this video, because I'm not going to. And also, honestly, right, like I said, on part 2, I knew what I want to do very early on, right? But I was just kind of messing up with the syntax and maybe getting confused on the I's and the J's a bit, and also forgetting the variable names and I was mixing up stuff, right? Because it's been a while, it's been too long. But the reason why I do this all live is so that you could see the process of someone, in this case, being rusty. Some days I'm good, and you just see that too. But some days I'm like rusty, I have an idea, and it takes a while, right? Anyway, that is all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay good, stay healthy, do good mental health. Hopefully I'll see y'all later, and take care. Bye-bye.